Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our live broadcast. We are live streaming to Twitter, LinkedIn, and the private Facebook group of Women's Inspire Network. And I'm here today with Oonagh from .ie Digital Town Awards, which is a really exciting thing that is happening, and I think everybody should know about it. So, Oonagh, good morning.
Good morning, Sam. Lovely to be here, and hello to everybody who's listening.
It's lovely to have you here. Thanks for taking the time, because I saw this on Twitter and I was like, oh, this looks very interesting. So tell us a bit about, tell us a bit about yourself, Oonagh, first. Tell us a bit about
you. Right, okay. I work for .ie, which is the company that manages the .ie namespace. So if you want to get a website or an email with .ie, it's through our company that you'd get it. So part of our work, and my role is corporate communications manager, so part of our work also includes profit for good activities as well as research. And that is where the .ie Digital Town Awards has come from. That's where the origination of it was.
Okay, so if let's say Rosslare Harbour, for example. So yeah. Tell us, what should I do if I want to enter? Tell me a bit more about the awards. I know you want to reward towns because it's been a tough year, hasn't it, with the pandemic and everything. And so what is the concept? What is it you're trying to do with the awards?
Yeah, so part of our purpose as a company is to enable people and communities and businesses across Ireland to thrive online. So, we looked at that, and we looked at the impact of the pandemic and how difficult that has been for everybody. And we said, okay, how can we spread this right across the country? And we thought, okay, well, rural towns are probably the focus of where a lot of the growth is coming from. We are all aware of people relocating to rural towns, and the backbone that's going to make that possible is digital. So whether that's your high-speed broadband to your office, to your home, to your local digital hub, but it spreads out into a lot of other activities as well. And there's lots of digital initiatives happening at a local level right across the country. So what we wanted to do was really to shine a light on those local digital champions and reward them and celebrate them and honour them for the work that they're doing. And that's where the awards came from. And we have 14 categories across various town sizes. So from, up to 2,500 people, etc., it goes up. All of the details are on our website, weare.ie, and you can find whatever town size fits you and make an application.
Okay, so yeah, I must have a look at this. So I'm just on the site here now. So weare.ie and digital towns. So let me go in here. So folks, there are different categories. Enter now. So you can enter. The entry are open when, Oonagh, till when?
Yeah. Entries opened last week on the 22nd of March, and they're open until the 23rd of April. So we tried to keep the process fairly smooth for applicants. So you obviously have to provide your basic details, name, contact, etc., your social handles, etc. And then there's two main questions that we ask. One is, what was the digital vision for your project? What were you setting out to achieve? What problem were you trying to solve? How does that fit in with developing your town or the project within your town? And then the second thing is, what was the project? So describe what the project was, how you set it up, what impact it has had, etc. So you have an opportunity to put in that information. So it's really very straightforward. And Sam, I see you have the categories up there. So you have different town sizes. And in addition to that, we have a few special awards. One is the digital change maker. And the change maker would be a group or a team within a town who spotted a problem and set about solving that problem by using digital means. So you might say, what does that look like? So an example is in Dublin, we have a thing called Fix My Street. And it allows citizens to go in and say, oh, the bins on my road are overflowing, or the street lamps are broken, or whatever the issue might be. And what happens then is that the council comes back to you directly and says, there'll be somebody out to empty the bins tomorrow, or whatever response they give you. And that has really streamlined the communication between the citizen and the council. It makes citizens feel more empowered, more listened to, and it saves an immense amount of time. So that's a good example of, a problem sitting there, and there's digital coming in to solve that problem.
I know which one I'm going to go for.
Which one is that?
The Digital Hero Award. I'm always talking about Rosslare Harbour, and every day I put the hashtag Rosslare Harbour up, and it could be someone like that, couldn't it? That's actually just promoting the town or whatever.
It could be. I'll tell you what it's about. It's about people like you who do an awful lot of work. Unpaid, unsung heroes is what we call it, right? So that might be somebody who's organising the local Coder Dojo group or some other activity like that, and that they say, they don't get paid for it, they don't get rewarded, they're volunteers, and we felt that it was time that those kinds of volunteers got a little bit of a nod of recognition. Now, the prize for that one is the smallest prize, I have to say, at 3,000, but it's still a nice prize to get. And about the recognition for those unsung heroes. That's really where we came up with that idea.
And it could be like the Men's Shed or something as well, because they do a lot of great stuff, don't they?
Absolutely.
And they, and you see them putting it up, the pictures of them out fixing something, and the local environment group here. I'm really going to push to try and get Rosslare Harbour entering this. So definitely, folks, if you're watching and you're interested, do go to. I'll throw the link in here so you can actually see it on the screen, everybody. And what about? Okay, so an individual can enter as well. But really, better if you get
it's down. Really aimed. Sorry, Sam, I think I cut across you there. It's really aimed at groups of people who come together to solve a problem and to use digital for that problem. And anybody who enters the award, supposing Rosslare Harbour or the environmental group entered the award, then they are free to nominate the local hero, and that might be you, Sam. So that's the way it works.
I think the environment group definitely do great work around here, and tirelessly, as you say. So I love this idea. I love this. And I think it's really important, especially in Ireland. I think, especially with the pandemic, Oonagh, I mean, you've probably found that a lot more people a lot of people were panicking that didn't have an online presence. So, it's a really good time to kind of shine a light, as you say. It's great. Well done. A lot of people have struggled, a lot of businesses, haven't they, through the pandemic? So it's nice.
They have. And I think one of the things with the pandemic is, our behavior has changed so radically, with everybody working from home and social distancing and shopping online and getting deliveries and all that kind of things. So people who never shopped online before are now old hands at it, as it were. And, consumers are going to be really careful about going back into shops and into crowded spaces until everybody is vaccinated. So online plays an amazingly important role in all of that. And that behaviour won't go back to where it was before the pandemic. It'll only continue. So I think it's just about using digital in the smartest possible way to enhance the lives of everybody, and in particular to make rural towns a better place to work and to live and to have a community.
Yeah, and you know what? Our towns are so important right now, especially now because we can't go outside of our 5K. So folks, if whatever town you're in, have a look around, see what's happening and encourage them to enter, because it could be a really nice boost for the town, because now more than ever we're shopping local because we've no choice. I think my best friends are the people in SuperValu at the moment. And the postwoman.
Yes. We're all on first name terms with the delivery people, but the lady who comes to my house is Diana. She's,
it's great.
Almost named at this stage,
So anyone that's watching this now, so if you go to the link for it's weare.ie/about. You can see it on the screen there. I'll throw it on the screen. And if you just check it out there, folks, you will be able to see where to enter, and you can someone nominate a town?
Well, no, really what it is that a group themselves would say, oh, look, we've done this project, we're going to enter. So it could be, for example, that if you have a town, let's just pick Tullamore, for example, there could be 3 or 4 different projects happening in Tullamore, and all of them would be eligible to enter. So, it's not just one entry per town. So some towns would be really joined up and they'll have a documented digital vision for the town, but other towns aren't quite as advanced as that. So there could be somebody doing something with men's sheds over here in Tullamore, and there could be somebody else doing something that helps the retail sector over here, or it could be a tourism project. There's a lot of different types of projects. And just to point out as well, I've put up a page of example projects, just really to act as an inspiration for the types of things that would be considered, because sometimes you look at it and you go, would I be eligible? So you'll find a link on that About page, Samantha, that brings you
let me see.
Example projects. So, for example, it might be something like your local museum has a lot of manuscript records or analog recordings, and that they need to be digitized for future generations. So there could be a group in the town working on a project like that. So those kinds of projects would definitely be eligible. And then it's all the way up to kind of Internet of Things or artificial intelligence that might be, a project that's enhancing the town in some way. So, you do see things like, in terms of geography and forestry, etc., AI is used a lot to kind of predict flooding and things like that. So it's the full spectrum from reasonably basic projects right up to highly sophisticated projects. So if you do, I think you might be on the wrong tab there. If you go back to the town.
Yeah, sorry.
The main
I was going into 14 awards, digital town. Previous digital town activities, no?
No, if you scroll down there, I think you might be on the wrong page. So just go to the navigation of .ie Digital Town again.
Yeah.
There you go. And then there's the awards right underneath your cursor. And if you go to About, that should
show people, about the awards.
Yeah. And then there's all the information about the award categories and, why people should enter. And then there's the Enter Now button, which brings you straight to the entry form. And and then there's just above that, you'll see there's a link to our independent judging panel, etc. So
see some examples of digital projects for
reference. There you go.
There, okay, great.
Yeah.
Great. So Citizen Services Ireland, brilliant. Okay, so people can go and have a look if you're not sure and you want to enter. That's really cool.
And
really cool. Yeah.
Just to say, that's not an exhaustive list. That's just, a bunch of ideas to act as a kind of an inspiration,
Thanks, and thanks, Simon, for the comments. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Mary. Mary has asked, can county councils enter? Can county councils teams enter? Yeah.
They can.
Love local, brilliant benefit from the pandemic, says Louise. And Simon, hi Simon. Great overview of this new initiative from Oonagh and Sam, Digital Towns. Any other questions, please? Someone has said, love this great initiative. So many communities come together and are doing incredible things over the past year. Absolutely. Yeah. Totally. So, okay, that's great. So thanks very much, Oonagh. Thanks for your time. I think this is a great opportunity for people to do something nice for the community, get together, reward whoever it is and the team that are doing great things already. I actually was training a company, a department in Leitrim. So I'm going to highlight it for Leitrim as well. I was talking to a few community groups there. So, yeah, I think if everyone could spread the word, that would be great, yeah. And
you find as well that there's a lot of projects under the public participation networks, the PPNs as they're called. So, again, that's another place where there might be activities happening that would be eligible. So, yeah, we're delighted. And for us, the one thing that I'm a little bit sad about is that my plan had been to go around as many towns as possible, as many people. But look, I can't do that. So next year.
Sure, you don't need to. Sure, you're all about the digital anyway. So this is a good excuse for them to get online and
Yeah,
learn from
yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So well done, Oonagh. Okay, thanks a million. And everybody, if you could spread the word, if you know anyone in your locality, in your town, spread the word, send the link, and hopefully we'll see you in the awards finals then. But definitely get your entries in as soon as possible. Yeah. Okay. Oonagh, have you anything to add there before we go?
No, thank you for having me on, and thanks for all the lovely positive comments that I could see flicking up on the screen there. So I think we've really kind of maybe hit a little nerve with the whole thing. I think just the timing is right, with COVID, and then with also the fact that the 400 digital hubs have been rolled out, and there's much more of an emphasis on regenerating rural towns. And I see this as a way of breathing new life in and giving people a platform to be rewarded and recognised.
Well done. Yeah, thank you, Oonagh. That's great. Thanks everybody for joining. Do spread the word, and I will see you later. I'm going to end the stream. Oonagh, I'll see you in a minute in the studio.
Okay.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks. Bye.